Every leader has a moment, that quiet pause between I think I can, I'm not so sure. Welcome to Tutum Talk with me, Cara. Together, we'll explore what it means to lead with heart, to build confidence not from control, but from connection. Because your leadership isn't about perfection, it's about presence. And when you trust yourself, your team will too. Join me as we explore leadership in the everyday and beyond. Welcome back to Tutum Talk. I'm so thankful you're here. Before we begin, I want to say this clearly. This episode is gentle by design. So if you're driving, walking, or sitting quietly somewhere, there's nothing you need to do differently. Just let this be a place where you don't have to hold yourself together. If it feels okay, place one hand somewhere grounding. Maybe your chest, your thigh, or the steering wheel if you're driving. Take one slow breath. No performance, no fixing. Because today we're talking about something that many leaders experience, but very few feel allowed to name. We're talking about leading while grieving. Grieving a person you loved. Grieving a dream that didn't unfold the way you hoped. Grieving a version of yourself. One who had more energy, more certainty, more ease. And maybe you're doing all of this while still showing up to meetings, making decisions, supporting other people's emotions, being the steady one. If that's you, I want you to know something right away. Nothing about this means you're doing leadership wrong. It means you are leading from inside a human body. And human bodies grieve. Grief isn't always obvious. Sometimes it doesn't come with rituals, casseroles, or condolences. Sometimes grief looks like waking up tired before the day even starts. Feeling emotionally flat in moments that used to light you up. Getting short with people you care about and not recognizing yourself. Or thinking, I should be past this by now. What's wrong with me? Many leaders don't realize they're grieving because the loss doesn't count by cultural standards. But bodies don't measure legitimacy the way calendars do. You can grieve a job that changed you, even if you chose to leave. A team that once felt aligned and now feels fractured. A season when leadership felt lighter. Or a future you worked hard for that quietly disappeared. And then here's something important. Leaders are often praised for bypassing grief. We call it resilience. We call it grit. We call it strength. But what often happens is this. The grief doesn't go away. It just goes underground. It shows up later as burnout, as numbness, as resentment, as disconnection from yourself and your people. This isn't a failure of leadership. It's a signal that something tender needs attention. Many of us learned explicitly or implicitly that grief is inconvenient, that leadership requires composure, that emotions should be processed privately, that strength looks like showing up unchanged. But grief doesn't stay neatly compartmentalized. You can't tell your nervous system, feel this later. Wait until the weekend. Pause until after this quarter. When leaders suppress grief, the body often compensates by staying in high alert, tightening muscles, shortening patience, and reducing empathy, not by choice, but by capacity. This is often when leaders say things like, I don't feel like myself. I'm exhausted, but I can't rest. I care. I just don't have much left. And here's the quiet truth. Grief narrows capacity, not character. When we don't name this, leaders blame themselves. They try harder. They push more. They disconnect further from their own needs. But what if leadership during grief isn't about maintaining the same output? What if it's about adjusting expectations with compassion? Let's paint a more honest picture. Leadership in a grieving body may look slower, quieter, less performative. It might mean needing more space between meetings, letting go of unnecessary urgency, making fewer decisions but better ones, or choosing presence over productivity. It also may require boundaries that feel unfamiliar, like saying no without explaining everything, delegating more than you used to, and possibly acknowledging that your capacity has shifted, temporarily or permanently. This kind of leadership is not weak. It is responsive. And sometimes it sounds like I'm navigating a lot right now, so I'm moving with intention. I don't have all the answers, but I'm here and listening. Or this season calls for steadiness, not speed. When leaders model this, something powerful happens. Teams feel safer. People stop pretending. Humanity becomes normalized. That's not just kindness, that's culture building. If you're listening and realizing, oh, I think I'm grieving, I want to invite you into reflection, not analysis. You might ask yourself, what loss am I carrying that I haven't given language to yet? Or where do I feel this in my body? Heaviness, tightness, fatigue. Or what am I asking of myself that may no longer be realistic? Or possibly, what kind of leadership feels possible right now, not in an ideal world? And there's no right answer. Grief isn't something to conquer. It's something to be accompanied through. You don't need to rush yourself back to who you were. You are becoming someone new, shaped by experience, depth, and care. And if you're leading while grieving, please hear this. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not too much. You are responding to life with honesty. Leadership doesn't require emotional immunity. It requires connection to yourself first. And if this season feels heavy to carry alone, you don't have to. If you'd like support navigating leadership through grief, gently, sustainably, and without pressure, I'd be honored to support you through one-on-one coaching. There is space for you to bring your whole self. Thank you for trusting this space. Thank you for staying. Thank you for leading, even when your heart is tender. I'll see you next time on Tutum Talk. I know you have a lot of options on how you carve out your day and spend your time, and I'm honored that you decide to spend some time here today at Tutum Talk. Remember that leadership, it isn't something that we master once. It's something we grow into, moment by moment. My hope is that today offered you a little more clarity, a little more courage, and a reminder that you're not leading alone. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to share it with someone who might need it too. And remember, confidence doesn't come from having all the answers. It grows from connection, curiosity, and the courage to keep showing up. I'm Cara, and this has been Tutum Talk, exploring leadership in the everyday and beyond.